Greetings, Toiletarians. I'm your host, Toilet Terry, and you guys are all watching Toilet Talk with Terry. That's me, obviously. So, the discussion topic for this episode is stupidity. Let's face it, we've all done stupid things in our lifetime. Take my grandmother, for example. This one time, I got into a tussle with the dogs, right? And in the midst of that tussle, when I was trying to get my big dog Chester off my little dog Biscuit, stop him from torturing her, I ended up hitting my head really hard on the glass table and getting knocked unconscious. And in the process, Chester broke his leg. Hours later, I wake up and Chester is situated like on a blanket and everything over in the corner, and he can't even move his leg. And there's a note sitting by Chester saying, and it's from my grandmother. It says, "John, why were you slumped over on the couch like that? Anyway, I didn't want to wake you." Really? Really? When a person is slumped over like that, you wake them up. You don't just let them... Oh my gosh. Really, Grandma? Really? 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 You either try to wake them up, or if you can't wake them up, try to perform CPR, or if you can't do either, call 911, or if you despise them, just let them die. That's not funny. If you despise them, just let them die. Like your work boss, for example. You probably don't like your work boss, do you? I know my grandfather didn't like his work boss. His work boss was stupid. 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 He was so stupid. One time, he cheated my grandfather out of a paycheck. My grandfather was furious with him. Well, anybody would be furious with their boss if they cheated them out of a paycheck. Duh. So one time, my grandfather plotted revenge. It took a while. He vowed to get his revenge someday. It took a while, but it did happen. One day, because his boss's wife couldn't drive him home because of an event she had to go to, because he didn't have a car, loser. My grandfather volunteered to drive him home. Now, y'all may be thinking, oh, that sounds nice. But I'm not through yet. On the car ride home, my grandfather started taking long detours just to mess with him. And he started acting like a maniac, like a bad driver. And, like, I mean, he was going too fast. He was running red lights. He was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And the paranoid schizophrenic that his boss was, because he was a paranoid schizophrenic, he was like, "Stop it, stop it, stop it! You're going too fast! Slow down, slow down! Ah!" And my grandfather is just busting out laughing. And he's like, "It's not funny! Stop it! Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it!" And he's like, and then he looks over at his boss, and he says to his boss, "Okay, sometime within the next 10 seconds, I'm not going to tell you when, I'm going to scream in your ear like a little girl." Now, his boss had tendencies to zone out, and he was in autopilot, so he just responded with a half-hearted, "Okay." And about like 4 or 5 seconds in, he screams, "Ah!" The paranoid schizophrenic that his boss is. He's like, "Ah! Ah! 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 Ah!" And I kid you not, while the car is still moving, he gets out of the car. He opens the door. He's like, "I'm running away! I'm running away! That's it! That's it! Ah!" Okay, so fast forward. My grandfather's next boss after that wasn't as stupid, but he was still stupid. This tall, heavy-set African-American dude who always spoke in Ebonics. He'd be like, so we going on a business trip to Chicago next week, you know what I'm saying? One time, my grandfather got so tired of the Ebonics that he looked at him and he said, "Yes, we know what you are saying." His boss didn't like that very much, so he looks at him and says, "Okay, that's it. You get out of my office, you skinny cracker." I'll wait for anything to come back. And then he says to his boss, "Fine, whatever. I never liked you anyway, you fat Negro." Ooh. Ouch. A lot of people these days in this generation would mistake what I was just saying just now for racism. Even if his boss was white, he still would have disliked him either way. Seriously. In this day and age, it's all about political correctness. I mean, for example, Obama, the first black president. People say, "Oh yeah, he was the first black president and he was our worst president." And that must have had something to do with it. No, it did not. Even if he was white, you still would have despised him as it was. Stop being racist. Speaking of which, I remember this one time, there was this tall, heavy-set African-American dude. Same name as my grandfather, Michael Terry. He was robbing houses, and he had been reported on the news, and the news reporters looked up Mike Terry in the phone book and called my grandfather. They're like, "Are you the Mike Terry that's been..." And he's like, No, guys, come on. Listen to me. You're looking for a tall, heavy-set African-American dude, and I'm a scrawny little white man. And speaking of phone calls and stupidity, there used to be times where my grandparents would be asleep. They were much younger in those days. The phone on the wall would ring overnight. In the middle of the night, it would drive them awake. My grandfather would pick up and be like, "Hello?" They'd be like, "Yes, is Sue Terry there? Your wife?" And he would say the most stupid stuff. He would be like, "No, she's in the bathroom taking a big monster dump." And then she'd be like, "Honey!" And he'd be like, "Shh, shh, 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 quiet, or they'll know you're really not in there." Back to political correctness, though. Political correctness is a bunch of BS. It's a load of crap. I am so fed up with political correctness that at this point, I don't care if I'm a teacher and a student in my class is belching the national anthem. It may be disrespectful, but I mean, come on. Oh, ugh. I can't do that. Anyway, here's another reason why I don't get an attitude about that. Is because I was stupid when I was younger. I did the most stupid things, including making fun of the Pledge of Allegiance. I would make up my own words to it every day. Like, for example, this one time I said, I please a weenus to the stag of the United States of Algeria. One time when I was doing that, one of the students behind me started laughing when he caught on to it. Take this. The teacher singles him out for laughing, but I don't get in trouble at all. She singles him out for laughing in the middle of the Pledge of Allegiance, but doesn't single me out for making fun of the Pledge of Allegiance. And then I remember this other time when I was doing it, another student got really annoyed with me and said to me, "You need help." And I replied, "You need to be quiet." And the teacher, I kid you not, looked at me and said, "Thank you." And yet I was the one making fun of the pledge. So I guess the moral of this episode is, young or old, we do stupid things. It doesn't matter how stupid. A stupid thing is a stupid thing. And that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, this discussion topic. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button for more upcoming content, which will be amazing. You won't want to miss it? Haha, alright. Keep it real. Peace out.
Hold up.